Kyle Field, home to the Texas A&M Aggies, the Corps Cadets, the world-famous 12th man, Lady Reveille, and early indications, a whole throng of Aggies ready to make some noise. We have a top 25 class between two of the best teams in the sport and both hoping to enhance their postseason resume. As we'll see the number 24 team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the winners of 5 straight, the Texas A&M Aggies. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. Texas A&M about to boot it away to start this game. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. An ear-splitting welcome to their visitors. They'll try the run. Stopped at the 25 after a 5-yard gain.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. He showed it all there, a little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down.
And I think on that last run play on 3rd down here early in the game, they're making a statement that we believe we're the more physical team and we're going to run the football even if you know it's coming at you. Nice job. They've got the ball at midfield. I expect to see more run plays coming up.
Running toward the tape. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
And the big gain, the jet sweep, you see this play a lot in all of college football. Get the ball to a playmaker really quickly. And what do they get? They get the edge. They get the edge, and you can see he's off to the races for a huge gain.
On the move to his left. Got it! And he was pushing for that goal line, but the D stopped him at the 2.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
This is a designed run, and he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Bama! Talk about a great way to start the game and setting the tone right out of the gate.
You ain't lying. Sometimes it takes a couple drives to get the juices going and get in a rhythm. No, sir. They came on the field locked, loaded, ready to roll. No slow start here.
And he did make that extra point. No issue with the treacherous footing. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Line gets set, first down. Running back searching for a hole. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage. These guys have really performed at a high level in SEC play, and the task is to try to keep this groove going.
Yeah, when you start the season like this, man, this is exactly what you drew up. Win your conference. Be great in your conference. Get to the conference championship. I'm not putting the cart before the horse, Palmer, but great start.
No doubt. To win the SEC is a long road. You know about that. I know about that personally. And they just got to take one game at a time. They've done an outstanding job of doing that this year.
Snagged in the middle. It's Green. You know this sophomore has a big arm, and there were some revolutions on that one.
That's got to feel really good for this quarterback. It's early in the game, so these 3rd downs are big. You're trying to get your offense into a rhythm and flow. Nice job reading the defense. Beautiful defense.
to the ground with the back. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some swap back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and hand him the ball.
Keeps looking downfield. He'll pull it down and run. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack off. You also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this.
Fires into a world of traffic, and it's picked off. Got some room to run at the 20. And he's going to score on the interception. Touchdown, Alabama! What a play by this defense with the pick 6.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
From inside the 15, chance for a good return. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. Looking for a productive play on first down. He wants to throw. They're trying to get to it. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
Safe to say, this defense sets the tone for their football team. They were the reason they won the last time out, and they are putting the clamps down on their opponent early in this one.
They'll keep it on the ground to the right. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Looking downfield, it's Reed. Fires to the middle. And the ball is picked off. The return never really got started, but boy, he has set his team up at the 28.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Getting some heat. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
This defense needed something to go right. Man, they're down big already in the first half. Get to the quarterback, get him on the ground. This could start some momentum going back the other direction.
Dialing up a 2nd down pass play. Reels it in the end zone. Touchdown tie. They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10. And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
2 very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. Oklahoma was able to ride away on that Sooner schooner with the win, but not necessarily without a few bumps along the way. Man, nothing in college football is easy. 60 minutes of football and a convincing outcome, and certainly a game with implications far beyond just the standings, fellas.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped in Italy. First down.
Really good-looking run there. This guy reminds me a little bit of an old Texas A&M Aggie great, Leland McElroy. He was so dangerous in space, was so difficult to bring down to the ground. All 11 guys on defense had to rally to the football. This guy has a little bit of that, too. If they can find more creative ways to get this guy out in the open field, watch out, because he's a home run waiting to happen.
The big pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and 1. Dropping back, it's Reed. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
Man, it's fun to watch defense that just, they look so in sync and coordinated. And watching the tape coming into this week's game, you could tell last week, this defense was dialed in. They don't give up big plays. They don't give up points. They make you earn everything. Looking like another game like that so far today.
Coming through that 3rd down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43.
Well, this offense is sending a little bit of a message here. Of course, we know how much they've struggled on third down all season long. They're just never able to seem to get into a rhythm. But after that last running play, moving the sticks, you just wonder what that does for their confidence.
And just understanding where you're at on the field. Make sure you get those feet down before you get too close to that sideline. So I get credit for that catch. Nice job. Nice pitch. Nice catch.
He wants to throw here on second down. Grab near the sticks. It's Green. A huge pickup on the play before he goes out of bounds, but the question is, will it stand? There is a penalty marker on the field. Here comes the offense on second down. He's looking to throw. Pocket starts to collapse. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down. I'm not positive, but that first down marker might be in the next county. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. This is a third and long. He's looking downfield to throw. Moves around to clear up the vision. He's going to run it. Still on his feet at the 45. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down.
Man, that's so frustrating. And it happens so fast. He just pulls it down. It looks like pass. He pulls it down, and he's gone. Just like that, chewing up yards. So much speed, so hard to stop.
On fourth down, trying to find his man. Takes a hit as he releases it and just spiked it right into the ground.
Nice job by the defense. Great pass defense, getting in the lanes, doing a really good job understanding they were going to throw the football in this fourth down. They played it well. Incomplete pass. Defense turns to offense.
Make the stop at the 40, but it's a 10-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
Alabama 21, Texas A&M 0.
First down to start the drive after the break. Looking for a man. It's Simpson. Fires left. Quarterback just flat missed it. Incomplete.
Well, on that incompletion, the quarterback and receiver just not on the same page. I mean, that wasn't even close.
After they couldn't connect, it's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Using the quick game. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the first down. The evolution of the Alabama offense has always been built around what does the quarterback do best, and this guy's doing a lot of things well.
And we've seen some sensational ones. And to your point, I like that. Jalen Hurts, really good runner. They built it around his feet. You know, Bryce Young, really good passer. Tua Tagovailoa, really good passer. More about the passing game, explosive passing plays. So they'll do whatever it takes to win.
Well, you know this defense was practicing and game planning for this guy in particular. They knew with his speed at receiver, not only would he be catching the football, but they were going to get him involved in the run game as well. That defense looked ready for that play.
Quick completion on the out route. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
And guys, how many first downs is that? Just on this drive alone? I mean, this defense allows 1 or 2 more drives like this, and they're going to be gassed by the third quarter.
Quick toss. Got enough space. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And the returner is stopped. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
They finally make the stop at the big run. There's plenty to move those sticks for the first down.
And obviously, if you're going to be in the discussion for the Heisman Trophy, you got to be putting out big stat games week in, week out. He's been doing it all season long and obviously had over 100 rushing yards his last time out. He's doing it again here today. And
he's picked off again. His night vision hasn't been up to speed. His third interception. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Rain, sleet, snow, sun shining. I don't care. I get interceptions. Give me that rock.
The Tide offense rolls onto the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
And he'll just get rid of that one.
And that goes down as incompletion, but that's a smart play. And the QB coach and the OC will be very happy with the decision of the quarterback. He got outside the pocket. He obviously was he's outside the tackle boxes. He knew he could throw it away as long as he got it past the line of scrimmage. Nothing there, nothing open. Live to fight another down.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
They've done a really good job identifying mismatches, and they find one out of the backfield there.
Reese, I really don't think it's that hard. My guy is better than yours. Find the matchup across the field. Running back's got some speed. Get it in his hands quickly. Throw it to him fast. Let him make somebody miss against a slower guy that's usually a linebacker.
You know who's got to love this offense picking up so many first downs? It's their own defense. David, I know you love playing on teams with great offenses.
Alabama comes to the line with a first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Bama!
Alabama. Number 9 in the end zone.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. The kick is good, but the penalty flag indicates we've got a roughing the kicker call coming. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The kickoff team on the field, and he ought to just boom this thing through the end zone with that extra 15 yards on the penalty. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. Line gets set, first down. He's going to pass. Finds his big tight end. And oh, he was off to the races after the catch, and they finally drag him down. Texas A&M going quickly. Handoff to the lone back. Slams ahead for a yard out to the 33.
You know, runs like this oftentimes are like a boxer in a boxing match. Obviously, it's not a knockout punch, but these are body blows. As the game goes on, these small gains are going to turn into longer runs.
At the 45 on his way.
And that's why, if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
Second down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning.
Dino. 42 Spider. 4-2 Spider.
Looking downfield, it's Reed. Throws to the wideout. Got him downfield. And they swarm him under. Third and short, coming from the 34. You wonder if this is 4-down territory. They'll try to get it through the air. Quick strike complete. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. And the Aggies come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through some pressure.
On second down, wants to throw it. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And you knew he was going to take a step back because you can't throw the ball for over 80% the season. Like, that's ridiculous. Last week he was on fire, but this week, man, he's freezing cold. And he's got to find something to get this offense going. But right now, just off target. Somebody needs to step up.
Touchdown, Aggie! Reeled it in and just made the house call.
Man, nice job getting the passing game going. This is big, man. Going to the half, and listen, I know you're trailing, but building some momentum. Maybe this second half we can keep airing the football out, cutting into this deficit, and who knows what the heck will happen.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Arguably the game of the week, fellas, with two top 25 teams locking horns. Clemson has the lead right now. Feels like they've been on top since they ran down the hill, but they haven't been able to pull away. They're up by 6 over Georgia Tech. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming. After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on second down. To throw, it's Simpson. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. Fires to the right. And the pass hits, picked off. And he'll be marked down, but what a play to come up with that interception. Texas A&M has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond now. They got to put points on the board right here, cut into this deficit, create a little bit of momentum because this one's going to get out of hand otherwise.
Yeah, there are a lot of offenses out there that might just say, okay, let's just regroup and figure it out. This offense doesn't have time to do that. They've got to be aggressive. They've got to throw it downfield. They've got to score points.
Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. On second down, they'll take to the air. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's thrown to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
Ball's at the 24. A lot of confidence in their kicker from here, but they'd love to take it off of his foot and convert the first down. Throws to the tight end. He snares it in the end zone. Touchdown, Aggie.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 20. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Here comes that Alabama offense. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a first down, they might really get aggressive.
I'd be aggressive right out of the gate. I'd be throwing for a fruit.
And the defense gets to the quarterback. They gave up the sack on first down. Now it's 2nd and 11. This defense will try to keep everything in front. Dropping back, it's Simpson. Flushed out of the pocket. He'll let it go down the right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Going for broke on second down. The third down's coming up. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one.
Well, I love the effort by the quarterback, right? Gets a little bit of pressure. He's able to scramble to his right, extend the play, and he tried...
Oh, look out! He's at the 40. The 20. The 10. Touchdown, Alabama! And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby. What an explosive eruption into the end zone by this running back.
And this back does it a lot, that he makes big plays. When you can make big plays like this, it makes everybody's job easier. Oh, we can play action. Oh, we can throw it. But it starts with the run game, and this guy's setting everything up.
Lining up to add another. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And the finishing touch, courtesy of that 75-yard run to the end zone. You get that touchdown right before the half, build the momentum, and the last thing you need to do is mess it up by allowing a big kickoff return. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Wants to throw on first down. Feeling some heat. Stands in and takes the hit. The pass falls incomplete, and that's how we'll finish this half. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Alabama ready to put a boot to it to start the second half. From inside the 10, here he comes. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. Got blown out in the first half and now just desperate to find anything to generate momentum here in the third quarter.
It just starts with one play, though. You just need one thing to go right for this offense to start to build that momentum, and then that becomes infectious for the defense, for special teams. Everything can change. It just takes one play.
It really can, and it's so strange, and you can't quantify it, and I don't know how to describe it as a coach or as a player, but you got to make something happen, and it's got to start on this drive.
We're running the curl route against zone coverage. The quarterback knows that's going to be a tight window. He's got to rifle that ball into his wide receiver. He does just that, and as a result, they pick up the first end.
They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this boot game if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
Back to pass, it's Reed. They get to him as he throws. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
You can't rest on your laurels as a quarterback. We know how much success he had last game when he completed over 70% of his throws. This game, though, he's just a little bit off. At times,
trying to burn this defensive back. Got it in stride at the 15. Slippery slide, find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies. Well, I'm not sure who was closer to the receiver there, the defensive backs or us here in the booth.
That was great execution on offense. Receiver wins the route one-on-one, shows off his speed, gets himself wide open. There was no question that the quarterback was going to do that. Nice job.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Gonna run it. It's Haynes. Nifty run there. Pickup of 6 out to the 25.
Well, this offense came into the game knowing they wanted to be physical, they wanted to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're running downhill right at this defense, and they're churning out positive yardage early.
Caught behind the line. It's Henderson. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down.
It's a really nice-looking throw. This dude is a weapon in this offense at the quarterback position. It's so funny. I think back to guys like Greg McElroy and A.J. McCarron, guys that may or may not have unfairly been tabbed as game managers. And then you think of Jalen Hurts, Tua.
The expressway is wide open. Touchdown tie! And the punishment has been extended.
Well, this offense looked unstoppable in the first half, lighting up the scoreboard, and it doesn't look much different here in the second half. They take their first drive of the third quarter, march it down the field, and score. There is no end in sight for these guys.
From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Texas A&M has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last time. Can they back it up here?
Well, and it's amazing in a football game how sometimes they'll surprise you with what you do. Once you get settled and you realize what's going on, now I'm comfortable with it. Jesse, this offense looked comfortable on its last drive.
They sure did. It looked like they started to find some momentum. So now it's on this defense to stop that, all right? You're a little bit upset based on what just happened the previous drive. You've got to bow up again and go back to what was working earlier in this game.
And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play. Texas A&M going up-tempo.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down.
And man, oh man, he is in the dark tonight. His 4th interception. Going the other way, and he's got room. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. How about that D coming up with a play like that? Just one moment, and all of a sudden, the fortunes turn.
You're in a position where you're about to give up points, and now you flip that around and you put points on the board. Perfectly executed. What do you do in an interception? First guy blocks the intended receiver. Everybody else starts to form a wall where the ball's going. Nice blocking, nice interception, nice return for the touchdown.
They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick 6. Here's the return from inside his 10. And the returner will be brought down. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. This possession will be a test after squandering that long drive, throwing a pick 6. And that is his 5th interception, a nightmare he is not waking up from.
Well, we know these are slick conditions today in this game. Wide receiver just didn't seem to really get a good grasp on the ball when it hit his hands. Didn't stick right away. There was a bit of a bobble, and because of it, the defense able to come away with the pick.
And now the offense will come onto the field again. He'll do it himself. You want to talk about running behind your pads as he plows his way to the 35.
Nice job there by the QB on the zone read, because he's watching the D lineman, and he knows he has to keep the football, and then he right away takes it upfield to get some positive yards.
Give to the back. He's like a pinball with attitude out there, hammering ahead to the 30.
This defense has got to get better at tackling in the open field or gang tackling, because if you need 3 or 4 guys to bring a guy down, have fun with that.
This is the type of play that decides games. Are you tough enough to convert 3rd and short from the 30? Motion from the offense. They'll try to power their way ahead. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line.
You know, they pride themselves on being physical at the point of attack, dominating at the line of scrimmage. Nice job there picking up the first down.
They'll try to get the edge with the toss play here. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. From the gun, running back gets to give. Bringing the heat. Gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line. He was fighting for that end zone.
And that's the benefit to the run game. Keep pounding, keep pounding. Now you break one all the way down to the 2-yard line.
And don't stop it. Get down, get lined up quick, and give it to this dude again to go score a TD.
A designed run for the quarterback. Touchdown, Bama! And the stomping has commenced. Offense gets the job done again. You want to build that cushion as we get deeper into the second half.
Man, it makes it easy, doesn't it? You start getting up by a couple of possessions, making the offense very predictable on the other side. Great job by the offense extending their lead.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Texas A&M has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. Well, let's see if this drive goes better than the last one. They were in and out quickly after the quick pick, David.
Yeah, first play, big mistake, man. Now, let's get this offense in a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe before you open it up again, Palmer, or do you trust him right away?
He seems to me like the guy maybe that just needs to kind of get into the flow of the game. So maybe you get the running game going here and just give him some easy looks to let him get left.
And you want consistency from your quarterback, man. You don't want the up and down. You don't want the roller coaster. And last week, man, you had the highs of highs. And now this week, just off. He's all over the place. He's not completing the ball at a high percentage. And you just want to find some middle ground and some consistency. So.
And the ball is out. Who's going to get it? Picks up the ball and tries to make something of it. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. Looking to the big tight end. And it's incomplete. The long pass downfield, they couldn't hook up.
I'll tell you, man, analytics in college football now are changing the way coaches think about down and distances. And listen, I know there are probably some metrics out there that say you should go for it in that situation because the percentages are telling you you got a good shot at keeping the football and keeping possession. That time, though, they're not able.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Alabama! And the route is on. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me or I should get concerned because this offense obviously has had themselves a day. And apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. We'll see if that failed 4th down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
Well, you hear about it all the time in football. Go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And, Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that first down. You could see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
Throwing right. And it's another interception as his assault on the record book continues. Oh, that was a terrific return as he takes it to the 9.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this team.
He'll pick up 3 before he's downed at the 6.
It's now second and goal.
Now on 2nd and goal. The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels.
Let's see if this offense can answer the bell. Their coaches challenged them all week long. When they got down to the red zone, we've got to be able to run the football because we're going up against a top 10 rushing defense. Let's see if they can step up here and get it done.
This defense was put in a difficult spot, but they've made it tough, and now the offense faces 3rd and goal. Gets it out quickly. Touchdown tie! And the beatdown has ensued. Starting to see some smiles on that sideline as they're close to a Week 10 victory. And he tacks on the extra point. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
77. Texas A&M. 21.
He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get...
And your Texas
That's the 20.
will take over 1st and 10.
Texas A&M has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
They're bringing heat. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
If I had told you that one of the best quarterbacks in all of college football was going to have less than 200 yards passing in this game, you might not have had that on your bingo card, but that's what's in fact happened.
He's going to let it go. He's got it down the right side. Can anyone catch him? And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Texas A&M.
And this has been a rough day for this offense, and finally, some good things to happen. Build some momentum maybe for the future. You know, that's the way the coaches spin it when you're getting beat up and you're getting destroyed. Like, let's find something for the future. Let's keep fighting. Let's keep working. This team's done that, put some points on the board, so it's not all bad.
On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Here comes that Alabama offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Now on the option. Now the pitch. At the 35, he's loose. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a 1st down.
And the defense down in this game, they just can't do anything to stop this offense at this point, David. Right now, they know they're going to be trying to run the football and try and ice the game, but there's nothing at this point that seems they can do.
Yeah, and it's frustrating. I got to sell out, man. I got to bring as many guys to the line of scrimmage as I can. I got to find a way to get this ball back to my offense. The clock is not my friend, and them running the football is only going to run this thing out quicker. I got to find a way to make something happen, strip the football, do something.
29 Philly. 2-9 Philly.
They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
Toss sweep to the right. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
it's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and leading the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Caught on the outside, it's Williams. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll run the option. He'll toss it. And that's what this option will do to you. They got the pitch man free, and he was off to the races.
And, David, how demoralizing does it have to be for a defense when you know they're going to run it, everyone in the stadium knows they're going to run it, and still you cannot stop it?
There's nothing more demoralizing as a defensive lineman because it ticks you off. It gets in your head. You know that guy's going to come off and smack you, and you got to do something about it. I think the defense maybe time to start committing more guys to stopping that run, not worrying about the passes.
Got some room headed to the goal line. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just added their total.
Points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. He's able to work his way across the 25 to the 26 before going out of bounds. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. Well, this has pretty much been an evisceration, an old-fashioned stomping, Jesse.
Yeah, and listen, this is one of those games where you're not necessarily throwing the playbook in the trash after this one, but I do think this coaching staff, David, really has to be honest with themselves and rethink what schemes are working and not working and which guys maybe need to get more touches in this offense.
Well, I think I like the trash option as well because it's been hot trash. This has been a bad day. Offense, defense, giving up a ton of points, not scoring near enough. So it's been a bad day you're going to want to forget.
They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. Steps away. He wants a big play here late. What a snag by the defense. Still on his feet at the 45. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. And the senior just snatched the ball out of the air and gave it back to his offense. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. The quarterback takes a snap and takes a knee. And now on 2nd down for this offense. Don't want to risk anything here. The quarterback takes a knee. Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. The quarterback takes a knee. This is what you're looking for when you have the better team. Go out and show it. Don't fool around with them. Go out and play to a standard of excellence.
Just dominate. You know you're going to take care of business. You know you're going to win. It's like how many? How many can I win by? And I like that you keep your foot on the gas and just continue to pile it on. It's their job to stop you. Let them do their job. You just keep going on.
It's not about the X's and the O's. It's the Jimmies and the Joes. This is why recruiting is so important in college football. They just had better players. More physical, they were faster, and it showed today.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.